Broadcasting from Hollywood, California, it's Grant's Rants, Hollywood Talk.
Ariana Grande's music video for Thank You Next makes waves and breaks records. Amanda Bynes resurfaces, and we question her future in the business. Who's fighting who this season on Vanderpump Rules? Allison Ivers joins the Rants to talk about working as a press manager and more good stuff right here. Let the ranting begin. I am sitting across from Allison Ivers, a press manager at NBC, and my friend. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I cannot contain my excitement.
Oh, really?
I've been listening to Robin all morning and getting pumped up.
Oh, good. I love it. Well, I'm so happy to have you on the show because, look, we've been friends. You've come over. We have a mutual friend, Marissa,
Yes.
who's been on the show, and
She's
I
a
feel
mensch.
I feel like we've really hit it off. So
We have.
You belong on this show. It's been. I don't know why it took so long.
Hey, you know what? We're busy people, and
Yeah.
thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. And, Allison is one of us listeners as far as like being in the know, having an opinion. We're going to be talking a little bit about Lindsay making an appearance. I know you're excited about that.
We've got some thoughts on Lilo. What is she doing? Where is she living?
Yes.
A lot of questions.
But first, this Ariana Grande video came out. Thank
Yes.
you. Next. I said in the Thanksgiving episode that I was not really thankful for her. I was she's not my kind of artist. Like, I don't really care either way. Like, she's there.
I think I'm a little outside of her demo,
I think so too, for me.
But
Yeah.
her reach is massive. I mean,
She's at the top of her game right now.
she has over 100 million followers on Instagram. She's so popular.
Yeah.
People gravitate towards her. I don't know what it is.
I don't care for her brother, Frankie, so I think
what
that's...
is his deal?
he rides her coattails. That's the deal.
Yeah, I saw him at the Victoria's Secret fashion show in a body paint outfit, and I was wondering what that was all about.
He's one of those people, in my view, this is my opinion of him, this is what he puts out there, he's just looking for attention, however he can get it.
Does he sing? Is he just like an Instagram person?
He did perform on Broadway. He was on a version of Big Brother, and that's it.
So he's just Ariana Grande's brother.
Pretty much. And I think he wears that title proudly. I mean, hey,
Whatever you got to
nepotism
do.
is alive and well.
You get a paycheck, and good for him.
Yeah.
No, good for Ariana. She's gone through a lot lately. Her ex-boyfriend recently passed away. Actually, fun little fact here. I saw them backstage at Coachella making out, very much canoodling, lots of PDA. They're very cute together. So it was just adorable to see that little moment, but it's heartbreaking to, at the loss of her ex and everything that happened at the bombings in Manchester, that's a lot to bounce back from.
That is. I give her credit for that. I was thinking about that, actually, having to deal with that.
We kind of forgot that happened.
Yeah, it's strange. Anyway, I watched this video, and I know Twitter and Instagram were going crazy about it, and, I enjoyed it for what it was. It references Mean Girls, Bring It On, 13 Going on 30, Legally Blonde. Some of these references went over my head when I first watched it. I said, wait a minute,
yeah.
The 13 going on 30 reference with the dollhouse and all that. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
I was trying to link it to Mean Girls and it wasn't happening.
Yeah. It seems like from everything they teased on social media, it was going to be just Mean Girls, but they threw in, a couple other movies that, it was fun. It was a cute video.
It broke a YouTube record for the most views in the first 24 hours of release on YouTube. So, business-wise, it's everywhere. If you go to Hollywood Reporter, Variety, I mean, this is, making huge news in the digital scape. So, Lindsay Lohan, she was not in the video, but if anyone watches the CW's Dynasty, I'm still watching, Liz Gillies, who plays one of the bitches on that show, she played Lindsay, and with the brown wig, she really pulled it off.
She looked just like her.
She really did. And I was like, who is this?
It was a bit bizarre.
Yeah. But of course, Lindsay, she had to speak out on Instagram. She said, behind the scenes, ain't nobody Lindsay Lohan like the real Lindsay Lohan. Then she said she was flattered and she loves Ariana, Mean Girls, and Dynasty.
Yes.
So she covered all bases.
Can we check the Dynasty ratings? Who has been watching that? I guess that show's still going.
Someone's happy about this.
Yes, I think the Lilo Dynasty plug is probably the best thing that's happened to that show.
Yeah, really.
But Lilo throwing shade all the way from wherever she's living. We don't know if it's Dubai or if she's back on Mykonos.
I love it. So much so that I tweeted Dina, her mother, and said, Dina, it's time for you to release a statement.
Yes.
Like, I need something from Dina to talk about this. Like, this is what's on everyone's mind right now. This is a huge video for all intents and purposes. Dina, get on it.
Yeah. Where is Dina still living on Long Island?
Last I heard, that house was in foreclosure. I'm going to have to do some research.
And the other daughter, Aliana, is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
She's still pushing the music career.
I guess so. She's verified on everything, so she's somebody.
She's got the blue check.
Yeah,
that's all you need these days.
Yep, that's it. So, what did you think of this video? What were your impressions?
I thought it was adorable. It's a cute way to blend all of those movies together. They're all iconic films. I love the Jennifer Coolidge cameo.
Yes.
I thought that was hilarious. And, if it spoke to Ariana's fan base and it's got 80 million views right now in just about 48 hours, that's unbelievable. I mean, her reach is just like, it's unbelievable. I think I said that twice.
Yeah. Well, now, of course.
And she's from, Ariana Grande's from Boca Raton. Shout out Boca Raton, Jewish capital of the world. I will be going there in a couple weeks. My parents and sister live there. So Ariana's got a little piece of my heart because of
There
Boca.
you go. Well, you know who doesn't have any piece of my heart is Kris Jenner. She's in the video.
Oh, yes.
You know, I don't
Kris.
care for them. But
You're not a Kardashian fan?
No, I'm just not. I never allowed myself to be.
But Kris, she's kind of campy. She kind of cracks you up because she's always there.
I mean, she's just very well cast in the role.
Very well cast. And I love the SNL skit where she's like, 4 sisters.
Yes.
Like, she's always trying to be one of them, but she looks great. You got to give it to her.
Yeah, no, I know. I have a hard time with them just being in everything. And I didn't lose my mind the way a lot of people on like Twitter did with her being in that video. I mean,
and the very end. Did you see the very end?
Yes. I was like, who did she pay for that little moment?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm glad that at least there's something out there that's people are enjoying. It's positive, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm really not that invested in Ariana Grande's men. I'm not.
Yeah. That has an interesting pick of the litter.
Yeah.
She puts a lot out there on all of her social channels about her exes and her relationships, and she just rolls with it.
I feel like everyone's so siloed. I feel like everyone's so siloed by like their fandom groups and their social media.
Yeah.
And
it's a drug to them.
Yeah.
They want the feedback and the instant gratification.
Right. But she's pretty universal at the moment, so it's catching my attention, which is weird. But I watched the video. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was cute. Yeah. It is what it is. Right. The song's catchy, Well, it was because it was in my head that I was trying to go to sleep. Yeah. And I'm like, this is even my like style of music, but even like it's in my head. So I think it's almost like a marketing tool. She's exposed all of her relationships and then leads us in a little bit more with this hit song.
Yeah.
It's like, God, you got us.
I know. And it is at the top of every chart, from breaking records to breaking the internet. Amanda Bynes in Paper Magazine.
Yes. Got some thoughts.
At this point, it's been out for over a week. But look, this is the type of show that is going to talk about Amanda Bynes because she's one of those.
Yep.
She's one of the Lindsays, the Britneys, the Parises, and I know that you enjoy her. It's funny, I tweeted this out and it was like, this is perfect for the rants.
Perfect for the rants.
So here we are.
I mean, first of all, good for Amanda Bynes. It sounded like she had a drug problem, addicted to Adderall, which is interesting.
Yeah. What did she say?
But
Adderall?
she said she lied to her psychiatrist that she didn't have ADD symptoms, and that's how she got the Adderall, because it's a type of speed, so it gives you no appetite. So she wanted to be thin. And if you don't have ADD, it kind of gives you the opposite effects of what Adderall does to you. It helps you focus if you do have ADD, and if you don't have ADD, it's like it's cocaine. So I think that was the sprawl of her, drug problem, which is interesting. Doesn't sound like she was doing a lot of other drugs, maybe smoking a lot a lot, but
she said weed, which I'm wondering if she was into like that super synthetic marijuana, because that can really F you up. Molly and ecstasy were mentioned, but she said that, she didn't go any deeper than that. She didn't get into the hard, like,
right.
like acid and all that.
Heroin and stuff.
Yeah, so like, whatever.
Psychedelics.
But she definitely, I like that she didn't blame anything other than just, she was addicted
herself.
to these drugs.
Yeah.
That was it. She's not crazy. In fact, the word crazy didn't appear at all in that article.
I thought it was cute that she was inspired to go to FITM because of watching The Hills.
Yeah.
And she's on year 4 of her associate's degree, which, it takes time for some people. So good for her. But I love a good comeback story. I hope she gets back into acting. I thought she was an adorable child actress and brought a lot of laughs to my, adolescence.
Totally.
But
the Amanda show was on like almost every day growing up.
She was so good in Hairspray.
Yeah. She was.
But growing up in the spotlight, I mean, it's tough. It's a psychological, mind game.
She mentioned in this article that she got an agent at the age of 7. She went right into Nickelodeon, then right into sitcoms and movies, and she really threw her whole self into this career from the age 7. I mean, I can't imagine slowing down. I mean, movie after movie.
Right.
And the only thing, she talked about a lot of her regrets and things that she said, mainly the Twitter stuff.
Yeah, she needed to reel it in on Twitter at the time.
Yeah. That was really sad / entertaining for many.
Right.
The
Drake comment.
You never knew what was going to happen.
And she was kind of wearing these funny wigs, and she pierced that awkward area above your lip. And anyone who wants to get that piercing, that hole is there for life. So just a heads up right there.
Yeah.
That's never going away.
She modeled some outfits, or I think a shirt she made through her program that she's studying with, and then other fashions. And she looks good in the photos.
But she looked good in the photos.
She talked a lot about, the breaking point for her was when she filmed that movie, She's the Man, and she saw herself as a boy, and it really did a number on her. And I think it was a combination of the drugs, but also, the beginning of the self-image problems and things like that. So I felt for her, because, she probably would love for that movie to die and disappear forever, and it contributed to a huge, a major downfall.
Yeah, and that movie was so iconic. I know a lot of people, when they think of Amanda Bynes, they still think of that movie.
Yeah.
To me, I think of Hairspray, but I'm a musical geek, so.
Yeah. Well, she's 4 years sober. And
I say mazel tov to that.
So is there a place in the business for Amanda at this point?
I mean, I'm all about a comeback story, but from a publicity standpoint of hiring her onto a film or a TV show, it's risky. It's a tough sell for viewers, for a larger audience, because I think she's kind of been trapped in this little hole. But I think that this Paper Magazine article is a nice jumping off point. Yeah. So,
She did do an interview a year ago with some friend. We talked about it on this show, and it was some entry level entertainment journalist, and we were wondering how that girl got that scoop,
right? And
nothing came of that. And that's when she talked about potentially wanting to get back in and open to having conversations. And then here we are, a year and a half later, and now she's having this article on paper, which is good. It's a higher tier.
Right. And I think that she kept a really low profile on social media and the news. And then if you come out with a story like this about being sober and being clean and having this new career path and potentially wanting to go back into acting, I think it's a good jumping off point. So if someone wants to take a gamble on her, I think the audience would hopefully consider tuning in.
Well, I gave this a lot of thought. I was washing dishes last night, and I said, what someone should do. Maybe this is an indie film or someone that just has money to burn, like an Amazon. What these two, Lindsay and Amanda, will bring is press.
Yes.
No matter what that press is.
Right.
Their project will be in the press. These girls will be in the press. They should put the two of them together in some type of series, short form thing, or a
buddy cop drama.
Something like that.
The two of them busting.
Could you imagine the buzz around an Amanda Lindsay movie, and so many people like us who are still young and coveted in demos and all this stuff would go and watch this?
I think so. And I don't think they're leading ladies. They need each other. I think that they're good character actors, and the two of them together would be great.
Yeah, I think they should play off each other. It should be 50-50 between the two of them. Just let you have at it. So I don't know who would greenlight this, but it would have to be somebody with a lot of balls.
Yeah.
That is they're just trying to get their name out there, and they're just going to just hustle. And this would put a lot of people on the map if they could make it happen.
Yeah.
I think they should. These two, they'll give you the press. We talked about the importance of press on a bonus episode of this podcast, episode previous. Press is so important.
Very.
And especially now that everything, like I said, is so splintered. So get these two on a project together. That's what I'm
Somebody
out
write
into
it.
the universe.
This is the message to the world. Somebody write it. Somebody produce it.
Please.
We're here for it.
I'm definitely here for it.
Grant is here for it. And when it happens, he's going to have some rants about it.
I will
and some
cover
thoughts.
that.
Yeah.
I can only hope there's some drama on the set.
We can only fall asleep at night and just pray that this buddy cop drama of Lindsay Lohan and Amanda Bynes will happen.
I'll be the first to promote it. Anyway, the Los Angeles Magazine wrote up a piece about Vanderpump Rules. They said Vanderpump Rules is the anti-housewives in the best way. And I said, this is interesting. So I read it twice. The first time I didn't pick up on why it was anti-housewives. It was more like relationships. Then I read it again and it pointed out to me the female relationships and kind of the women on the show have really bonded and come together. Women who have been through a lot that probably most other girls would not forgive and forget so quickly. So apparently now Lala, Kristen, and Katie once had a huge feud. One of them called the other a blob, the other a whore, publicly. And now they consider themselves the Three Musketeers. And the women are united despite all of this girl code that they went against in the past. And Kristen attributes the whole thing to cameras forcing them basically to confront everything, which I think you can iron anything out if you have to work together like that. And you have to sit in a reunion for hours talking about every problem. It's like mediation.
Yeah, they're stuck. They have no choice but to deal with it. Yeah. And they've been working 7 years. That show's been on there 7 years. I mean, this is probably the best thing that's happened to them. Yeah. Let's be honest. And they've milked it well.
I only hope for an opportunity like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't think anyone would put me on anything like that because I'm not going to make an ass of myself. I'm not going to be having sex on camera.
Right.
I'm not going to be drinking till I black out also on camera.
Yeah, I don't need that filmed. No. There's no way.
No. So I'm not that, can I say, vulnerable as they are because I'm smart, but also would love the opportunity because look at the following these people have and the business opportunities,
it takes a special person.
The new Hollywood model.
Right.
And they're in the middle of it. And what they also mentioned in this article regarding how they're anti-housewives is that they really don't rotate the cast. So the people from the beginning are still there. Yes, they add people, but then a lot of those people go away. But the core, 6 or 7, Lisa too,
and they're all still
really
working at those restaurants? Do they have other gigs or jobs?
I heard that they have to maintain a shift so they can say that they are part of that
I feel
show.
like some of them try to be actors. Or they're trying.
They have their side
dipping
hustles,
their toes.
modeling and things like that.
Right.
But I mean, it is kind of hard to believe when you're, again, 7 seasons into a reality show that airs internationally.
And Jax is
and these people claim they just have a waiter's salary. And come on.
Right. There's no way. And Jax is pushing 40, or is he 40?
Yeah, he's almost up there. He's not there yet.
He goes to a gym that I frequent and he looks great. He's lost a ton of weight. And it's always funny to see him there because I'm like, oh, this is
so out of
It's interesting. So the narrative for the new season is that the girls have squashed all their beef and they're happy.
They've united,
Okay.
And now they're going to try to take down James Kennedy, and the only girl that's out of the picture is Jew.
Why do they want to take down James?
Because they have a history with him, and there's some thing that he did. I think it's Talala or whatever, but at the time of recording this podcast, the premiere has not yet aired.
Right.
It comes out tomorrow, so you can find everything. You can find everything Vanderpump Rules Mondays at 9 p.m. on Bravo, but I don't really fully know because there's been a lot of rumors. So I want to see what it's really like. But Kristen's on one once again, and she's on a mission. So a lot of people
Someone's
feel
always
like
on one, and Stassi's still there. And I'm not as up to date on Vanderpump, but I know the characters. I know the cast.
A lot of people feel like Kristen's doing this to remain relevant, which I can imagine is likely, but I'm okay.
And Jack still has the spinoff with his fiance, or are they married now?
I haven't heard anything about that. I know they had that. They had we went back to Kentucky, but that was a one-time thing, I think. I don't know anyone that watched that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Reality Blurb talks about Billie Lee. Now, she was a new cast member last season, and now they're saying that she's been very difficult to work with. She's against the group, and apparently she even fought with Lisa. So I don't know if I should love or hate her.
You don't want want to fight with Lisa. She's the boss.
I mean, it is a stupid move when you're on a show called Vanderpump Rules.
Right.
You know.
She's giving you, your 15 seconds of fame. I would say be nicest to the queen.
So they sent her over to Vanderpump's house to cross the bridge to apologize. She was forced to apologize, according to this article, for something that went down. Now they're on good terms, but Billy Lee feels very excluded from the group. So we'll see that play out.
Yeah, well, I will tune in with you.
I'm really looking forward to it. I just need something else.
Yeah, it seems like they need some new blood. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still
or a
intrigued
different
by Lala.
restaurant because we have Sir and they opened Pump a couple years ago. Is Villa Blanca still going?
It's still a thing.
And when my friends come to town, every single person always wants to go to Sir.
Yep.
And they want to go to Pump. And I'm like, the real OGs want to go to Villa Blanca. And that's when you know. That's when you know they are diehard Lisa Vanderpump. And she's very sweet. I've met her a couple times at different events. And she will come up to your table with Jiggy. Is Jiggy still there?
Yeah.
Okay, Jiggy's still going.
Yeah.
And she's like, hello, my darlings. Hello, my sweethearts. She's very, very sweet. And I'll never forget my first event in LA. It was a gifting suite, and I escorted Danielle Staub through this gifting suite. This was 2010, so I think it was probably prime Jersey.
Prime.
And
yeah.
I was fresh out of college, and I'm thinking like, oh my God, I'm chilling with Danielle Staub. This is like the greatest day of my life. And it was right before Beverly Hills, or they were promoting Beverly Hills, and Lisa and Ken were there, and we took them through the gifting suite, and they're very sweet, and Ken gave me his card, and I had no idea who they were. And then here we are, 8 years later, and they're the king and queen of Bravo reality TV.
Oh, it kills you to give them that title. Listeners know, I'm cringing at that. Because I feel like she is just so out of control with the ego. Now, I like to think that she came to the table back in the day,
she milked it well.
Chill.
Yeah.
I like to think she was a little more chill, a little bit more together, not so egotistical and thinking she's got everybody on a string. Now, here we are today. I don't know what she's really like. I don't know what she would be like to work with. We had a stylist on recently, and she talked about working with her over the last, a couple years or whatever. And she said that she was good to work with, but it's the ego. That's my biggest turnoff with her.
And you don't know. I mean,
ego.
They play some of this up for the cameras, but yeah.
I'm just looking at behind the scenes drama that she's been pulling this season on Beverly Hills Housewives.
Is she leaving the show?
We talked about it, but yes, kind of in a way, but she claims no because she's in the season because she recorded a little bit and stuff in the beginning, but who knows what the future is.
She has so much money. I would just want to relax.
Yeah. Lisa is on every talk show talking about that if she was invited to a Christmas party next year, it's like, how would I know if I'm going? So she can't predict.
Got it.
And then she keeps thinking, I don't know if the show's going to be picked up and all that stuff. But we know that she'll be fine and she'll be asked, but I'm hoping that she'll take this as an opportunity to move on, really.
Yeah.
Because she's holding a spot. And somebody else could use that platform and breathe some life into that show. And I believe it, and I would tell it to her.
Agree.
Because that's how I feel. You've had a nice long run. We've seen you. We've seen the businesses. You still have a show. You're as relevant as ever. Move on. That's as diplomatic as I can make it.
I agree with that.
Well, we're going to take a brief break here. When we come back, I'm going to fill the listeners in on some developments in my life. I know I've talked about some things that I've been going through, and I'll fill you all in. And then we're going to talk more with Allison. Allison's got some interesting stuff. So hang out with us. We'll be back in a minute with more rants. Reimagine the way you decide what to watch. Recklist is social media for movies, TV shows, and, as I've recently discovered, podcasts and books. Just for the heck of it, I searched Grant's Rants, and Grant's Rants came up on Recklist. And then I searched my good friend Fern Ronay's book, Better in the Morning, and that was active on there as well. I really can't stump the site. Recklist helps personalize and streamline your viewing experience by providing a place to discover new titles, share movie and show recommendations with friends, and you can store everything in one place. Very easy. You can do this by liking and commenting on your friends' recommendations. You can see what titles are trending and keep track of what you want to watch by adding those titles to your Recklist. Recklist with a K. Recklist is a great place to find those under-the-radar titles and to stream and content, it offers something for everyone. And I encourage you to check it out. It's the holiday season. I can't sit through tacky Christmas movies, so I'm going to be using Reckless to guide me to find the good ones this holiday season. Support the podcast and Reckless. Head on over to reklist.com/Grants Rants.
You're listening to Grant's Rants. Subscribe and spread the word. There are a lot more rants to come. Listen anytime on all major podcasting platforms. And now, back to the show.
And we're back ranting with Allison Ivers.
Hello, hello.
It's a beautiful day here in LA.
Gorgeous day in West Hollywood.
You know, we're lucky. We've been dealing with some rain and stuff. Of course, the fires were insane.
Terrible.
But it's a good
Devastating.
day. Yeah.
Today's gorgeous. I'm glad we got that rain. We really, really needed it. And I love the day after it rains. It just smells fresh. This city can honestly be so disgusting at times. It needed a bath.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, it did. So I'm glad it's a good day. Let's take a look at another list. The year's wrapping out. Of course, there are a lot of things that are in the press as we wrap up 2018. Here's a list where Entertainment Weekly is going to reveal their entertainers of the year. And they're covering a little bit of everyone. It seems like they're covering music, television, film, and stage. I just saw Christine Baranski on this list, who I enjoy, but I didn't think she had a big year.
Right. I agree.
You know,
I love Christine Baranski.
I think she's so talented. Yeah.
But I'm like, it's odd to see her on a list next to Cardi B.
Yeah. No, Cardi B, she's definitely had like a huge year for sure. I mean,
and she had a child on top of that. You know, women can do it all.
And a lot of music videos. That girl's or featured in everything.
Yeah, she's a workhorse. And props to her.
I never watched.
She's young too.
She is
26, 27.
Yeah, she's young. She's younger than me, so I'm like, okay, good for you.
Yeah.
I've always liked Darren Criss, yet I've never watched Glee. That show I could never handle.
Glee. I was a big Glee fan in college.
A Gleek.
Yeah. I was, and it took place in Ohio, so that was kind of fun at the time.
Yeah.
I went to Ohio State. And actually, speaking of Ohio State, we won a Big Ten championship last night, and Darren Criss went to Michigan. So I think I might have a little vendetta against Mr. Darren Criss, but he's very talented, and Michigan has an extraordinary theater program. Wow.
Yeah. This kid, this man, Darren, he's such a good actor, and I think he's just like handsome, and I like following him on Instagram. He doesn't seem to be very egotistical, which everybody knows that's a big thing with me. So
he's very down to earth. I've met him a couple times. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And he won an Emmy this year. He's having a breakout year.
Yeah, that was great. He won the Emmy for the assassination of Gianni Versace, American Crime Story, if anyone's keeping count. And yeah, I was lucky enough to be there for that and for his speech. And that was cool. So I actually am a big fan of his work. And who else is on this list? Anyone else really? Like, of course, Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga, huge movie.
Did you see Stars Born?
Not yet.
Oh my God, Grant. It's so good.
Yeah, I know.
She's really good in it.
I live next to a movie theater. I have no excuse under the sun.
No excuse.
Yeah.
This is a big movie of the year. And I gotta say, and are you a big Gaga fan? I'm sorry if I don't.
Yeah. I like a lot of the OG Gaga, the first two albums. And then, like, I kind of fell off. Like, I'm just not too into a lot of the guitar strumming stuff. That's just not me. But, no, I mean, she's so talented. And, you know, I've heard good things about her performance in the movie. I don't know if they're going to be, you know, all in the awards season. But
she's trying for that. I know that the film was supposed to come out in March, and they pushed it to October because they really wanted to push for the awards campaign. And shout out to Gabe Goldstein, who's my good friend from Cincinnati. He lives here in LA, and he cut the trailer for Stars Born. And he sat in a room with Bradley Cooper for a full day and went through all of his notes together. And he didn't have many notes for my friend Gabe. Gabe did a great job.
Good for him.
But Gaga is extraordinary in that movie. I think the first 10 minutes, you're like trying to shed your thoughts of Gaga, and then you completely forget it's her.
Yeah. I'll have to look at it. Yeah, because I think I would be watching for her. Maybe that's like, I thought originally she was going to be billed as Stephanie, and then I noticed it changed. So, you know, I'm sure there's some big to do around that and probably recognition and things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if she was eventually going to be an EGOT winner. I wouldn't be surprised.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. And Bradley Cooper did an amazing job too. I think he probably has more Oscar buzz and
I hate that term.
I know, I'm sorry.
I know. Oh, it's okay. But does that annoy you? To me, it annoys me.
There's so much Oscar buzz, and it's like,
oh, that so annoys me.
I know. I'm such a a news guru.
But I mean, no, but that's what you call it. That's what they say.
But his part was so gritty and raw and emotional and just deep. I think he could get a nom. I'm gonna say it right here for the first time on Grant's Rants.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye open because I'm sure once award season starts, it's all we're gonna hear about. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, a real power couple.
Adorable.
I do plan to watch Mary Poppins Returns. Can't say the same for Jack Ryan. Wasn't really my thing. But I like the two of them, and I think they're like the definition of real now A-list power couple.
I think they're really adorable. I think a lot of people are excited for Mary Poppins Returns. And Lin-Manuel's in that. He just got his star on the Walk of Fame.
I saw that. I'm definitely going to watch this movie. I grew up watching Mary Poppins. My mom, it's like her favorite movie of all time. We know it forwards and backwards and upside down. But it seems to me like it's not a sequel that I mean, it is, but it seems like they really put their best foot forward with this. They really are putting out a premium film, Disney. Yeah. So I have very, very high expectations.
I do too. The trailer looks amazing. I think visually it's going to be a stunning film.
Yeah. And they've been marketing it forever.
I've seen the trailer in so many movies I've been to. I'm like, enough already. Where is this coming out?
I feel like 2 years ago there were posters where it was just like the umbrella and it was like 2019 or whatever, or 2018, this is why it was 2 years ago. But it was like, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely be watching. And I guess Julie Andrews denied having any type of cameo in the film.
Really?
Yeah. I'm hoping that she was classy, like I like to imagine she is, and was just going to have Emily Blunt have her moment, you know?
I mean, she could have had maybe we don't know. Maybe there's a tiny cameo.
She should have
Where she pops in the doorway.
She absolutely should. She's alive and well, and I want her in that movie.
Where does she live? Does she live in Europe? Or
I don't know. I assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else on this list catch your attention?
I mean, I'm a big fan of the Queer Eye guys. I think they're great. I saw them at the Netflix Emmy party having a ball. They all have really cute boyfriends too. And I binge all those episodes. I think they're so cute.
Yeah.
And half the time, these guys that they make over just need a haircut. Men, just go to the barber once a month. Clean up the beard. It's not that hard.
Clip your toenails too.
But I'm excited to see them get out of Georgia. I think that the viewers are ready to see a different state.
Yeah. Are they moving on in a different direction? Do you know?
Don't know. Yeah. I'm not positive.
Well, the rest of the United States needs their help. So we'll work that out. Well, there are a few honorable mentions. The rest of the list, we've named everybody else, but the other folks who can be found on this list over on entertainmentweekly.com are the Women of Crazy Rich Asians. I have not seen that film.
God, I feel like I'm the only person in Hollywood. We're the only two that haven't seen it.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
It's worth watching.
I heard it's great. I heard it's so good.
The Women of Black Panther.
I did see that. That was a really awesome film.
Donald Glover is on the list. He's had a big year.
Huge, yeah.
Ariana Grande, of course.
She definitely deserves to be on the list.
Big year for her. Nicole Kidman. They mentioned Big Little Lies, and I'm like, okay, but Big Little Lies has been out for a while, so what else? But the Boy Erased.
I've heard good things about that.
Yeah, she's
I didn't realize she was in Aquaman. Oh yeah, she plays, I think, the mother, Jason Momoa's mother in the film.
I mean, she's a fantastic actress.
I mean, think about it. She's been acting for over 30, 40 years. And it's just a testament to her talent. She's so good. She's so versatile.
In my mind, she's one of the few, almost glamorous A-list actresses.
Agree.
You know, when she walks into a room, she's always stunning, always done up. You know, it's a true actress, but yet gorgeous.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts, Nicole Kidman, those are the three that we still have, from that haven't really sold out into just tabloid crap. I don't know.
Jennifer Lawrence has the opportunity to be an A-list, Oscar winner.
For life.
Yes, for life. But, she's a little bit real. She's a little more down to earth.
Real, yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe she'll grow into that.
She's got some fun grit,
Yeah. Last one, honorable mention, Sandra Oh. Sandra Oh's on this list. Killing Eve. That was a big movie, big series that was nominated heavily.
Yes, she was nominated for the Emmy this year. Again, there's so much TV, and I work in TV, so I've got a lot to catch up on. You know, there's only so much that you can watch.
It's so difficult. I know.
But I'm a big fan of hers. I mean, she was so great in Grey's. She left that show after a lot of years.
Yeah,
and it's a risk. And I'm glad Killing Eve is taken off for her.
I think she definitely put herself in a higher bracket than from where she came from on Grey's, which was already, a huge show. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, good things for her. Mm-hmm. I want to fill people in on all the stuff that I've been talking about. Like, I'm not going to sit here and complain, but I'm going to just talk about, just some of the things that I've been mentioning. In the month of October, I talked about, going through, a super rough time with, stuff, and it was all with work. I'm a podcast producer, for those who don't know, at NBC, and, it's a new project for them, and it was a lot of work to get that stuff off the ground.
And you did a great job. I don't think Grant gives himself enough credit, but he has launched a couple podcasts at NBC, and I work there too, and I see how hard he works. And
they're hit shows. I'm grateful. Thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not, it does not be lost on me is what I mean.
Right.
But it's true. And, on the 3rd of November, I was told that my position is ending because they can't keep the role. There's some restructuring going on. And of course, headcount stuff. It's the end of the year. This is what happens. So I was like, okay. So I had until the end of the month of November, which has just passed. And then right after that, I already had a New York trip planned. So I put, people placed on Instagram. I went to New York and did all that, but I changed all my plans at the last minute because I wanted to take a bunch of meetings because, I was really hoping to, move my life there. So I went and I took, I think, 7 or 8 meetings in 48 hours, and it was crazy.
In New York.
Just to get things rolling.
You've been dying to get back there.
Yeah, I just want to get things rolling too because, nothing's going to happen right now. But in the new year, one never knows. So I just want to get on people's radar. When I came back, I was then told the podcast were going to continue, but now, you don't know if I'm going to be able to continue on because the role is still over. So then I was like, oh, what does this mean? And so this is I'm only telling you all this because this is some real Hollywood talk. You know what I mean?
Real Hollywood talk.
This is how it goes. You're in a job. I launched a show on a Monday and I got laid off on a Friday. I hit all my goals with other numbers, and, so it's tough. Just when you think you're safe, you're never really safe.
There's always a lot of shifting going on, unfortunately. And I'm sad to hear this. I hope that it continues to work out for you at NBC.
It will in a certain way. So it's strange and it's interesting all at the same time. So at the end of this month, like I said, the 30th was my last day, and it was. But at the 11th hour, I got picked up to go to another agency, another place that is a digital agency, basically.
Okay.
And they wanted a podcast producer, and the NBC shows are going to move there with me. So I start on Monday. I start at this new company, and I'm kind of taking on the same role, but I'm kind of viewing it as a little bit of a level up.
For sure. I didn't even realize this.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, congrats.
Thanks.
It sounds like it's a shift, and they're transferring all of the intellectual property of
I don't know who's going to own what. I think that they're just going to
just using it as a vendor.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. I'm really not sure about the business terms, but yeah, as far as I know, that's where I'm going to be. So it was a nail biter through the whole month of November, and stressful. It's tough. I do work really hard, and to go out and not be able to do any holiday shopping, I had to tell everybody I can't buy you anything. I can't do any Christmas shopping. And of course, it's all material stuff. But when you work hard all year, you want to be able to walk into a store and buy something for your grandmother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad that everything worked out with NBC. Unfortunately, the position is over, but it all worked out in the best way possible. And I have a good relationship with all of them. But, I mean, it's been really, really stressful because, I didn't know what was going to happen.
It's a big question mark.
I would run out of money.
I won't be seeing you on the lot?
Not that often.
No.
I'll be in and out of NBC.
Office?
Mid-Wilshire.
Okay.
So,
that's not a bad
mid-city.
Commute.
So it's not, from here it isn't bad. So, things have worked out. That's what's happening with me. But what I will say is I'm always keeping a very watchful eye on New York podcast jobs.
New York will always be there.
Yeah.
And it's a great place to visit. I have some friends that are trying to move there, and I'm like, oh, please don't leave me because I'm selfish and I want you in sunny LA. But it is a grind there.
Yeah.
It is a grind.
This is
And you're
my
at the
kind of
mercy of
people.
public transportation. And
I know. It's
paying
my
so
kind
much
of
money in
place. I mean,
rent.
that's what I want to do.
It's always there.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens next. So anyway, let's talk to you also over at NBC. In publicity,
Yes.
tell me all about exactly what you do and what you oversee, because there are a lot of shows on the Peacock, a lot of stuff going on.
There are
So,
a lot of shows on the network.
how does it all shake out?
You know what? It has been so much fun working there. It has truly been a life-changing, super fun experience. I started there in March, and it's been really fun for me personally because I work on a lot of different types of shows. I spent most of the summer handling the publicity for America's Got Talent, which is
show.
our number one our number one alternative program. And it was so much fun working on a Simon Cowell produced program. And what I do is I book press for the talent on the show, who's Heidi Klum, Mel B, who I'm like diehard Spice Girl, so it's been so much fun to work with her, and she is such a riot. Howie Mandel, and of course Simon Cowell, and yeah, it's been great. So we'll book them on Ellen, The Tonight Show, The Today Show, Corden, all of those programs, Extra, Access Hollywood. Anytime you see a guest or a celebrity or an actor or some type of personality, it's all booked through a publicist. I don't think a lot of people know that. It's like, how did Howie Mandel get on The Tonight Show? That was coordinated through a publicist, and that's what we do.
There's a lot of strategy behind that and a lot of scheduling, I bet, because now you have to get Howie Mandel in New York.
Yeah. And
while he's there, he should probably do 4 other outlets.
Exactly.
So how does that work? So like America's Got Talent comes back. What's the strategy like? Do you have to hit a certain amount of numbers of shows, or how do you go about, like, there's so many personalities in that show to manage too?
Right. I mean, I think what it comes down to is availability, and you hope that whoever you're trying to book press for, that they don't have anything planned right around the launch, and that way we're like, oh, are you up for a New York trip? We would love to book you, on these certain programs. So it just comes down to availability, who these shows are interested in, who they want, who's recently, if they just did Today's Show a month ago, they probably don't want it back as quickly. So it's just juggling, scheduling, and timing, really.
Yeah.
And then if they're LA based, we of course try to set up press for them around the LA launch and throughout the season. So it's a lot of fun. And of course, these high profile celebrities have personal publicists, and they make our lives easier and help out with scheduling and all that. So
That's great.
Yeah.
Tell me about your special relationship with Dick Wolf and those shows.
Yeah, I worked on the publicity of all the Dick Wolf programs, Chicago Fire, PD, and Med, and they just hold a special place in my heart. I had so much fun working on those programs. I wish they were in LA because I would have spent a little more time with the cast. It's hard to launch a show that's in a different city because we would, love to have them in LA or New York for a lot of those big morning shows or, Tonight shows and stuff like that.
And you were telling me that you're kind of friendly with some of the cast of those shows.
For sure.
Yeah,
yes.
that's great.
The whole Taylor Kinney, Lady Gaga thing was so much fun. No, the cast of those shows are really special, and they're really ensemble cast. These people have been working in theater and grinding for many, many years. And I think that these shows work so well because of the mix of the actors. And they've been really fun to work on. And that was a blessing. Anything Dick Wolf created is just an honor to be a part of.
Yeah. What do you feel are the biggest challenges facing, I don't want to say press because it's so broad, but just publicists now? I mean, there's just so many outlets and so much coming at everybody.
I would say the biggest challenge is that there's so many programs on the air. There's 800 scripted shows, and there's so much to choose from, and it used to just be ABC, NBC, Fox, and CBS. And now there's Netflix, there's Hulu, there's Amazon, AMC, TNT, Bravo. They all have original programming. But again, it makes it the opposite of that challenge is it's so accessible. You can find it on your iPad. You can watch it on streaming. You can find the program. So I think if you're creating good content, people will find a way to watch it no matter what. And if it's great content, people are going to talk about it and they'll find it.
Yeah.
Like Younger. I've been obsessed with Younger, and that was on TV Land. I don't even know if I don't have TV Land.
Yeah.
So I've been watching that on Hulu, again, you find the great content no matter where it lives.
Yeah. I actually want to watch Younger. I didn't realize that I've missed out on so many seasons. So for me, it's like, ooh, that's a big commitment to catch up with.
It's quick though. I got to say, they're 22-minute comedies. They're 22-minute episodes. The writing's so tight. It's Darren
I thought they were an hour, so that's okay. 22 minutes, I can buzz through that.
And it's Darren Star who did 90210, Melrose Place, Sex and the City. The writing is very quick. He's really good.
How is Vanderpump Rules an hour and Younger 22 minutes?
I know.
They need to switch that up.
Exactly.
I mean, I like Vanderpump Rules, but an hour, I mean, really?
It's so long. It's a slow burn.
Yeah. What in television right now is really kind of standing out to you, especially like from like a marketing perspective or something that's really catching your attention specifically?
I think right now, the thing that's catching my eye specifically is The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I love that show so much. And
they're going hard with that.
They are
promotion.
going very hard. I know Grant's probably thinking they're overexposed, they're everywhere, but
they are everywhere, but you know what? It's hard to be everywhere, so I respect them for being everywhere.
Exactly. Just like we spoke about. But I really love the marketing campaign behind it. They set up this Carnegie Deli pop-up restaurant. As we know, Carnegie Deli closed, a famous deli in New York City, and they set up a little pop-up where you could buy a pastrami brisket sandwich for 99 cents, which is the price of, when it was probably open in 1955. And I thought it was so cute. And it looks like, from what I can tell on social media, the sandwich came in a cute bag with like a personalized check from Mrs. Maisel, and it says on the bag, a sandwich worth the schlep. And I thought that was so cute.
Yeah.
And I love anything that's some type of pop-up marketing stunt, I'm all for. And anything that's a period piece revolving around Jewish humor, sign me up. I'm game.
Yeah. When you work in this business, there's so much that you could do and so much you could take on. It's hard to find. Like, I remember when I was an intern, I was like, I just want to work in marketing. And I thought that was enough.
Right.
And marketing what? And on what degree? Is it digital marketing? Is it, for home entertainment? Like, what is that? So how did you decide and land on wanting to work in publicity?
Gosh, when I moved here, I really just wanted to work in entertainment. I didn't know how or where or what. I just loved music. I love television. I love acting, theater. I knew I just wanted to be a part of it somehow. And I got a great job at a company, publicity agency. And a lot of their clients were television. Let me rephrase that. A lot of their clients were TV producers and production companies and studios. So getting that experience at 22, 23, 24, it was something that I kind of fell into because of this job, and I enjoyed it so much. And I got to work on a lot of great clients, including NBC, which is kind of how this rolled over into my current job. So I didn't have a clear path. I just knew I loved entertainment, and that's how that's why I moved from Ohio to LA. I knew I wanted to be part of it, and I wasn't sure how. And that the first job I got when I moved here really it was kind of like just a natural progression into my experience.
That's great. I didn't know all this stuff. Like, we are friends. We've never really discussed the business stuff.
We gotta sit down. We gotta have a glass of wine and go through it all.
No, this is interesting. We see each other in passing at work, but we can never really talk like this.
No, we need to do this again. I had so much fun. Thank you so much for having me. I feel like I had you are the Terry Gross, and this is my NPR moment. So
well,
thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And I'd love to have you back for a panel. I think you'd be great.
Oh, I would love that.
So that's great. Where can we find you? Anything you want to promote?
No, you can find me on Hope_Ivers on Instagram, Allison Ivers on Facebook. Follow me, tweet me.
You're over on Twitter. You're a public account on Twitter.
I love Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm either tweeting about politics or sports or something NBC related. So
I noticed on your Twitter, you're a good person to follow because you do tweet a lot of TV news, especially around NBC.
Yes.
So you can learn something.
Follow along. I love Twitter. It's such a fun place to get news.
Yeah. Well, listeners, I love you for listening to the show. Please tell a friend about it. I know many of you already have. It means the world to me that you come every week, and I only plan and wish and hope to be a lot more consistent. There's just been a lot going on, as you've heard. So I'm here. We're got a great holiday episode coming up. Cannot wait for that. And if you're still shopping, head on over to harrys.com/grantsrants for some razors. They're top quality razors, something that a man in your life will actually use. We'll be back with more rants. Thanks, Allison.
Thank you so much, Grant.
This has been Grant's Rants. Support the Rants on Patreon at patreon.com/Grant's Rants. Follow Grant on Twitter and Instagram at It's Grant's Rants. Cover art created by Howie Rone. Voiceover by Oh Yeah! Original theme music by Alexander Arntzen. The Grant Michael Collection.